6:31 right now. Time for the morning line, and we're talking Nationals and Wizards today. Let's check in with the Sports Junkies at 106.7 FM, The Fan. Hey, guys, good morning.
Hello.
Hey, Steve. What's up, man?
I want to talk about the Wizards, but let's go Nationals first. Another big win in New York last night. I mean, they're on a roll. And here's what's interesting to me. There's only one starter on this team hitting 300, and the pitching has just been off the charts. Can that hold, though?
Well, here's the thing.
I think it can in the NL East.
We've been talking about this, Steve. They're beating up on the teams they need to beat up on, and that's great. And they are absolutely thrilled to be where they are. What are they, 5 up right now on the Braves?
Yeah, plus 5.
Nice to see the Braves swooning, although they do win last night. But what you really have to question, and we asked Matt Williams this yesterday, is why as a Nats fan should we be excited, even with this momentum, if going into the playoffs, we haven't proven an ability to beat winning teams? That's the big concern. I'm convinced we're going to go to the playoffs. I'm convinced we're going to win this division, but I'm not convinced we can beat winning teams.
It is a concern, but you have to beat up the cupcakes when they're out in front of you like the Mets. I mean, the Mets, especially at home against the Nats. The Nats own the Mets at Citi Field. For whatever reason, 10 straight wins against them in New York. So you got to beat those lesser teams. But it is a concern. Can you beat the top-tier teams in the league? But, you can't fault the Nats for what they're doing. They're taking care of the weaklings in their division, and that's what the Mets are.
Yeah, I think it will hold. They're starting, unless they have some unforeseen injury. I think that their starting rotation's so good. Their bullpen's been good. Although Soriano made it a little dicey last night. But who knows when Zimmerman's coming back? Wirtz got the shoulder. They're going to go through some rough patches here in the next 40 games, but they're in a division where 3 of the teams are really beatable. I know the Marlins are playing well now too, but the Mets and Phillies, you're going to beat them. If they can just find a way, Steve, to beat the Braves head-to-head, which they haven't found a way to do in the last couple of years,
right,
then they can kind of run away with this division. But it's going to come down to that September schedule, which is pretty soft for the Nats.
But, Steve, my shoulder would hurt, too, if I was trying to drive 110 on the GW Parkway like Jason
Come on
Wirtz.
now.
That's got to really wrench your arm and your shoulder sometimes.
Yeah, well, you hit a few home runs, it makes it feel better. Let's talk about the Wizards right now. Finally, after getting this nice playoff run, this time last year, nobody cared about the Wizards outside of Washington, and now, finally, the world is watching.
Well, look, what they did last year in the playoffs really opened everybody's eyes. I thought, we talked about it all last season. We were kind of disappointed in their production in the regular season until they turned it on. But they showed the kind of team that they're capable of. They're able to bring Gortat back. I love what they did signing Paul Pierce. We talked about it. The fact that they're scheduled for a Christmas Day game proves that the NBA thinks they're one of the marquee teams this year.
Yeah, I believe there are 5 Christmas Day games slated, and the Wizards are going to open up the action at noon against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. So they are your warm-up act on Christmas Day. You're going to be eating your Christmas lunch or whatever. You're opening your presents if you're a late riser. And there, the Wizards are going to be beating up on the Knicks. I love it. I can't wait.
When's the last time they played on Christmas Day?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I'm
going to guess never. I'm going to guess this never happened.
It's a good question.
I wouldn't be surprised. And I guess the first game is against the Pacers, right? So it'll be the rematch of the playoffs.
Right, that'll be good. But the Pacers taking a hit, obviously,
with Paul George.
George. Look, John Wall and Bradley Beal both, it seemed like they're a little bit upset that they were left off Team USA. They got a little chip on their shoulder. I know they felt like they could have done better in the playoffs. It's a nice setup for the Wizards this year. For some reason, I'm cautiously optimistic, Steve.
Uh-oh. All right, well, just don't let Cakes jinx it. That's all.
No, I will
stay
not.
away.
Trust me.
Stay away.
Not making any guarantees over here.
All right, good deal. Thanks, guys. Always good to talk to you.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, thank
you got it.
Thanks, Steve.
Junkies at 106.7 FM, The Fan. I've just got to keep Cakes out of it.
I love
and
that.
we'll be in
They're
good
like,
shape.
nope, no promises.